A 16-year-old New Mexico girl is accused of throwing her baby away, putting it in a hospital trash can. This marks the third time in the past 2 years a New Mexico teen was accused of putting their baby in the trash.
We discovered a dead baby in the bathroom.
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. It came out of me and I didn't know what to do.
As Law&Crime Network reported, Alexee Trevizo was charged with first-degree murder and tampering with evidence after she allegedly threw her newborn son in a hospital trash can in January of this year. When officials finally found the baby, he had already died. Trevizo's case is eerily similar to a new case out of New Mexico, where another teen is accused of the same thing. Last week, the Hobbs, New Mexico Police Department announced a baby had been found in the trash at the Covenant Health Hobbs Hospital. Police say that before the baby was discovered, a 16-year-old girl was being treated at the facility. Hospital staff later discovered the dead baby in the bathroom connecting to the girl's stateroom. The baby was sent to the office of the medical investigator for an autopsy, and right now, the incident is still under investigation. The 16-year-old girl has not been named publicly, and police have not yet announced whether she's been charged. Just months before this incident, in the same city, 19-year-old Alexee Trevizo was found guilty of child abuse with great bodily harm and attempted first-degree murder. She was sentenced to 18 years in prison. This after Trevizo was caught on camera throwing her newborn baby into a dumpster in January of 2022. 1 year later, when officers showed up at Trevizo's hospital room, her own mother referenced Trevizo's case.
Lexi, have you watched the news of the girls, that what they do to their babies and what they go to jail?
Law&Crime Network has covered Trevizo's case extensively, starting with the January 27th incident at a hospital in Artesia, New Mexico. She was admitted after complaining of back pain, but her newborn son was later found stuffed inside a trash can in a bloody bathroom she just used.
We discovered a dead baby in the bathroom.
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. It came out of me and I didn't know what to do.
Lexi, I told you about this. I just asked you, baby, to tell me the truth.
It was not crying or nothing.
Hospital surveillance video shows Trevizo leave her patient room at 1:38 a.m., waddling toward the bathroom while clutching her back. Trevizo remains in the bathroom for 19 minutes as multiple people check on her.
At some point I went and kind of checked on her, knocked on the door, seen if she needed anything. She denied. She said she didn't need anything.
Did you hear anything?
I didn't hear anything.
Toilet flush?
Yes, after a while I started hearing, so I probably checked on her 2 to 3 times, I'm not exactly sure. And then I just kept hearing paper towel dispenser and flushing and like the water running. And I knocked again, did she need anything? Denied anything. And then eventually it got to a point where I said, you need to come out. And I asked the clerk to get the key to unlock the door, because obviously she locked the door to go to the restroom. And whenever we finally had the key to unlock it, she opened it and just kind of walked out.
Did she say anything at that point?
She didn't say anything. She was just looking kind of straight past me and went back to the room.
Hospital staff later described in gory detail what they found inside the bathroom.
And all I saw was like blood everywhere, like on the walls, on the toilet. It just looked like a horror film.
When I went to go through the trash, I felt that when I picked up the trash and I looked in it, there was trash in it, but I knew that it didn't feel like when I picked it up it was some weight, so I thought it was the trash bags, because we put the trash bags on the bottom. And so I started getting the trash out, and then when I did that, I seen that there was a baby in there, and that's when I freaked out and I called Lori and HT, or the nurses up front, and because there was a baby in the trash. And the baby, when I looked at it, the baby was wrapped up like in a, like at the bottom of the trash can, and with trash on top of it, in a trash bag.
And so how did you see it, like as soon as you picked it up?
No, after I picked up the trash bag that was on top,
Okay,
where they were throwing the trash at, when I picked that up to change it, that's when I noticed that there was, when I seen the baby.
After a custodian discovered the baby in the trash, emergency responders rushed to check his status. They later determined he was dead.
And could you tell if the baby was alive or or
They did
Passed.
not look alive.
It didn't look
did
alive.
not look alive. It looked, but also, I think the time had passed since she left the bathroom and it being in the bag, it was just
how long do you think that was?
maybe like 10 or 15 minutes. I just have a
Right.
guess. I don't know. We brought the baby up. We called the doctor, obviously, out of the room from her exam, and we came in, kind of doc assessed the baby, and basically determined it was not viable to completely work the baby and all of that. So
At that point, law enforcement was called to the scene.
The baby's dead. Okay, we have him in trauma too, but she killed the kid.
Yeah. How old was the baby?
I don't know. It's full term. She just had it. She had it in the bathroom. Was what happened, and then whatever she did, I don't know. She's gonna lie. She wouldn't tell us she's pregnant. She's been lying the whole time.
Okay.
So that's what's going on.
Police and doctors eventually spoke with Trevizo and her mother, explaining an investigation will soon be opened.
I'm sorry about this, but in terms of delivering a baby and it looked like you tried to hide it, we do have to have the police involved.
And nothing was crying. It came out with nothing.
I know. But the baby's gonna have to be taken for autopsy and there'll be an investigator and everything.
Where did you put the baby at? Tell me the truth. Where did you put in there?
517
Where did you put the baby at?
836 460.
That came out in the toilet bag. You put it in the bag?
Yes.
In what bag? Why did you say anything to us? Do you want to get in trouble for this now? You could get in trouble for this, baby.
Mom, all right, just give it time, okay?
But according to Gary Mitchell, Trevizo's attorney, his client didn't even know she was pregnant.
But not a single one of them told her that she was pregnant. Not a single one of them told her that we need to examine you.
Mitchell says the then high school senior is not responsible for her baby's death.
So she is shocked whenever she delivers a baby. And then the issue of what caused the baby's death is going to be one that's going to be litigated. I already have a real good idea what caused the baby's death. It had nothing to do with my client. She was not at fault.
Months after the incident and just days before her high school graduation, Trevizo was charged with first-degree murder and tampering with evidence. She was later released on $100,000 bond. Trevizo was originally scheduled to go to trial next month, but that date has since been pushed to August of next year. As for the 16-year-old in Hobbs, police say the investigation is still open and ask anyone with more information to come forward. Reporting for Law&Crime Network, I'm Gillespie.